Guys, Vincent Livings and the Q&A has blessed us with brand new information, and I'm here to deliver that news. But we're only talking about monsters and mortals in this video. Let's do this. What is up, SmackNPie? SmackNPie here. Ever since the release of the last DLC for Monsters and Mortals, which was, by the way, Crazy Carnival. And as for outside DLC, the last DLC we had was UK Creators DLC, so it's a pretty big deal. This Q&A was a pretty big deal. So what did we learn? Well, let's see what we learned. Hey, yo, Vince, you tell us.
Yeah, those are done. And for anyone wondering kind of what the holdup with the DLC is, that's basically a decision we made to make things easier for ourselves, was to combine the two builds for Epic and Steam. Rather than have two separate builds, it's one build that kind of serves both of those markets. And if you don't know, their SDKs are a bit different, as is their developer dashboard. So we've had a couple roadblocks with Epic that we've kind of been working through. The Yandere Simulator DLC is done. We just haven't wanted to put up the video yet because until we've resolved some of the stuff with Epic, we don't want to commit to, hyping people up and then it gets delayed like another month. That would just disappoint our fans and disappoint me for disappointing them.
Yup, you heard that right. Glowstick Entertainment, in attempts to fuse the builds of Steam and Epic Games for Monsters and Mortals, because they want to release that on Monsters and Mortals and Steam, to make it easier for them, they wanted to fuse both of those builds. And that is why it is taking substantially longer than expected. Let's say they release a DLC now. Let's say Yandere Simulator on Steam, and then the game drops on Epic Games Store like a month later. Now, they gotta do the whole thing for Epic Games Store. So to make it easier for them so that they can just drop one DLC for both Epic Games Store and Steam, they can just wait for the Epic Games Store to approve and finalize the build and the game. And once that is out, then they can drop all the DLCs. So now with that stuff out of the way, you guys are wondering, okay, I got you. It's the legal mumbo jumbo, Steam, Epic Games Store bullcrap. Tell me where we are at with the DLCs. Well, I made this chart. I made this DLC lineup for you guys. I'm gonna go through each of them one by one. The first one, Dark Pictures Anthology's House of Ashes. It is almost done. What? It is nearly done. Confirmed by Vincent Links that House of Ashes DLC is nearly finished. Puppy Playtime DLC, nearly finished. What? Then Yandere Simulator, done. It is finished. It is done. Yeah, Cory Extension DLC, it is done. 4 DLCs are either finished or very close to finish. Then we get to Evil Nun. Yeah, unfortunately, at the moment it seems cancelled. And we saw that coming a mile away, so unfortunate. We move. Then as for the Comma 2 DLC, the Vicious Sister, Piggy DLC, and Chapter 4 DLC as in maps and characters, those are in progress, but they are probably gonna release, well, not probably, will release after the previous 4 DLCs. So you're looking at a 2023 release date for Comma, Piggy, and Chapter 4 stuff. And finally, if you look in the lineup, you see Happy Humble's Burger, it says TBA. Well, the reason I put TBA is because there's been no progress made at the moment with this DLC, with this franchise, but it is not out of the question. It's not cancelled. 4 DLCs for 2023, 4 DLCs for 2022. Now we're gonna get back to the Epic Games situation. Vincent Links have revealed that once the fiasco with Epic Games is finished, then we'll get these DLCs, House of Ashes, Puppy Playtime, Yandere, Cory Extension, 1 month after another. So each DLC will have 1 month gap, and each month we'll get the DLC as we were hoping. How long do we have to wait? No clue. No freaking clue. Epic Games is going on a 2 weeks break. That's a big break for a company like Epic Games. I'll say this, until this Epic Games decision was made as recent as like last week, this information should have been made public ages ago. I am personally I put Chapter 5 above Monsters and Mortals, like I put a main game above the multiplayer game, so, I can deal with all of this. I personally don't mind waiting. I don't mind delays. I don't care about any of that. It's just that the communication is what made Bendy community suffer. And if that is the case, the other DLCs should have been hyped up in the meantime. I think this is what his mindset was. We've been silent for too long. Might as well just stay like that. And once the Epic Games situation is done, then we can go back back to back to back. I think that's what his initial thinking was, and you know what? Now that I see everything, it makes sense. Let's just continue to endure this, because by the end of this, good things to follow, like one DLC after another. So at least 4 months back to back, hopefully we'll get all of the 4 DLCs, so we can at least end the year with great stuff. Chapter 4 anniversary is nearly here. We waited long enough, we can wait a little long. Communication is the key. Subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.